Okay, so when I went to the HAR conference, a lot was spoken about and asked about the idea that we're getting a suburbia migration. So, Charlie, what do you think about that? Are we really getting a suburban migration, or is that just hopeful thinking on our parts?
Yeah, so I've thought about this myself, just kind of wondering if that was actually occurring. Started trying to read up a little bit more on it. And I've also been asked by some friends and some other investors as well if they should focus only in the suburbs right now and not look at things closer to the city. Honestly, I haven't been able to find really good data yet to support one way or another. Just kind of looking at the different articles, like anything real estate related, it's very dependent upon your location. I know if you're kind of up in the tri-state area or New York, New Jersey areas, they are definitely experiencing a lot of kind of flight out of the cities, but um, those are extremely densely populated cities, right? I mean, same thing with Chicago. And we do actually have a lot of reports. There was actually an article that I read and posted on our LinkedIn page not too long ago, talking about how we're actually getting a lot of buyers from some of those big cities like Chicago, Los Angeles, New York, and they're starting to buy properties in various suburbs around the Houston area. So, I mean, I think absolutely that's happening a lot. And I will say, and again, the kind of more anecdotally, because I don't have a large sample size, but anecdotally, our property management firm has definitely noticed a difference. Our properties that are in the suburbs that have a little bit more space, maybe a little bit of a yard, a little bit more space in between the neighbors, those are renting pretty quickly, actually. There was a little bit of a lull earlier, kind of early summer when we were in the height of the COVID crisis, if you will. But especially, I mean, oddly enough, September has been a crazy month for us. So, we're leasing a lot of those type of properties, but the properties that we have that are actually taking a little bit longer are townhome related. So ones that are a little bit more concentrated, not as much of a yard, not as much space. Also, our multifamily property that we manage has not seen the level of interest that it has in the past. So again, I don't have a large sample size to be able to say, oh, well, out of our thousands of properties, here's the ones that are renting, here's the ones that are not. But I can say we've noticed a difference, and the suburbs have definitely been much more popular from a rental aspect. And then if you look at the sales data from HAR that they put out on a on a monthly basis, you'll notice both in July and August that the high-end sales, the luxury markets, saw really large increases. So both on a year-over-year basis and on a month-over-month basis. So those houses, again, larger houses, bigger yards, more space, right now are selling more than they did in the past. So I'm definitely very far away from saying that cities are dying again, that there's going to be, another large migration of the suburbs like there was in the 40s and 50s. It's not, I don't think it's going to be anything like that unless this COVID crisis just continues to get worse and worse and worse and people almost have to out of health necessities. But I'm definitely not expecting or predicting anything close to that. So I don't think that cities are dying, but I do think very much at this point in time, if you're somebody that has the means and it's more, let's face it, it's more of the white collar type workers. If you're somebody that has the means to find another place, you're a little bit more financially sound, stable, and you're able to work remotely where you don't have to drive to your office, wherever that may be, you're probably looking a little bit more in the suburbs, getting a little bit more space than you are looking in, kind of more crowded type city situations.